Hey guys, welcome to OnFireRobloxScripting, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a UI that pops up whenever you hit a part. So let's just get right into it. So before we start, make sure that you go under the Home tab and open up the Explorer and Properties. After that, we're going to need our part that we're going to be touching to open up our UI. So to do that, I'm just going to click on Part, and that will do for now. Now obviously you can customize whatever your part looks like, but for the sake of keeping this tutorial as short as possible, I'm just going to keep it as a block. Under Explore, I'm going to name this part to our touch part, just like that. Okay, after that, what you want to do is you want to go under the Start GUI and you want to have your UI. If you already have your UI that you want to work with, then you can skip to this time on the screen right now. If not, to make a UI, just go under Starter GUI, click the plus and enter in a Screen GUI, and then after that, click the plus and enter in a frame. So this is like the basis of UIs. So you can kind of resize it, you can customize it down here in the properties of the frame. I'm just gonna leave mine as like a blank white thing. Maybe I'll change like the background color to like some shade of blue. But yeah, you can kind of customize how your UI looks. But I'm just going to use this frame for now. Once you have your UI, it's very important that we're going to make sure that the players can't see it when you join the game. So to do that, go under the properties of your UI or your frame, scroll down until you find visible, and just make sure that that is checked off, just like that. So once you have your UI all done, what you want to do is go into the replicated storage under the Explorer, click the plus and enter in a remote event. And then you can just rename it to something like Open UI, just like that. After that, what you want to do is go back to the touch part under the workspace, click the plus and enter in a regular script. And let's just name this to the touch handler. After that, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and you can now write what I write. So we're going to start off with some services. So local, let's start with the replicated storage. So local replicated storage equals to, and then game, get service, and then inside the brackets I'm gonna put quotation marks, and you're gonna write in replicated storage. And then we're gonna get a second one called the players. So local players equals to game, get service, and then inside the brackets we're gonna put in quotation marks, and we're just gonna write in players. After that, go out and then go down 2 lines, and now we're gonna write in some variables. So we're gonna start off with the remote event. So local, and let's just call this the Open UI event, equals to, and this is gonna be replicated storage dot Open UI. So the Open UI right here is what we named our remote event earlier under our replicated storage. After that, we're gonna go down 1 line and we're gonna write local touch part equals to, and this is gonna be our touch part. So that's gonna be script dot parent. After that, we can now finally write our function. So that is going to be touch part dot touched connect function, put in brackets, and I'm just going to write hit inside the brackets and then go down a line. And now we should need to check if it was a player that hit it. So if hit and hit dot parent find first child, inside the brackets put in quotation marks and then write in humanoid with a capital H, and then go down a line. So pretty much this just checks if something did hit it. So if hit, and then it checks if whatever hits it has a humanoid inside of it. So if both of these things are true, so something hit it and it has a humanoid, then we can conclude that a player must have hit the part. But if it is a humanoid, then we can find the character. So that's going to be local character equals to, and this is just going to be the hit dot parent. And then we can also get the player. So local player equals to, and this is going to be players get player from character. Inside the brackets, you're just going to put in your character. And then the last thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be firing the remote event. So go down the line and write Open UI event fire client. Inside the brackets, you're just going to put in the player. So that is what you have to have under the script for the touch part. So once you have that, you're going to go into your Screen GUI. You're going to click the plus and enter in a local script. And we're just going to rename this local script to, let's just call this the Open UI handler. And then back here, you can actually copy the first, let's just say like these lines. So for me, that's gonna be 5 into the local script. And for this one, we actually don't need the players, so you can just get rid of that. So the first few lines of your local script should look something like this. And then we're just gonna add in a variable for our frame. So local frame equals to, and it's just gonna be the script.parent.frame. So for me, it's frame. For you, it's gonna be whatever you named your UI or whatever contains your UI. So after that, I'm gonna go down the line and we can start writing our function. So this is gonna be really simple. Just open UI event and then dot on client event colon connect function, put in brackets and then go down the line. And then we're just gonna simply open the frame. So frame dot visible equals to true. And that is all you have to do for the local script. So if we actually go back into the game and test it out. So right now, if I spawn into the game, the frame should not be visible. And this is our touch part. So as soon as I touch it, the frame becomes visible. You might also notice that the part over here has moved a little bit. So if you want to make sure that part doesn't move, just go into your touch part. Under the properties, scroll down until you find the property called anchored and just make sure that is checked. So one more thing I'm going to show you guys is how to really quickly create an exit button for your frame. I do have a tutorial just for that you can find on the top right of the screen or description, but I'm going to quickly show you how to do it right now. So go back to your frame and then under the properties, just find visible, just make it visible. And then go under your frame, click the plus and enter in a text button. So this is going to be our exit button. You can kind of make it look however you want. I like to have it as like a little X on the top right corner of my frame. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just put it just up there. And I'm just going to rename this text button to exit. And then I'm going to quickly customize it. So I like to do like a red background. And then if I scroll down to like the text, instead of button, I like a capital X that is bolded. I'll probably make it white and then I'll make it text scale. So this is kind of what it looks like on my screen. So it's just an X button on the top right of the frame. And then once you're done with how you want your exit button to look, you're just going to click the plus under exit, enter in a local script. I'm just going to rename this to the exit handler. And then you can quickly write what I write. So just variables this time. So local, let's start with the exit button. So local exit button equals to script.parent. And then we're going to get the frame. So local frame equals to, and this is going to be the exit button.parent. And then it's a really simple function. So this is just going to be exit button dot mouse button one click colon connect function, put in brackets and then go down a line. And we're just going to write frame dot visible equals to false. Just like that. Okay, so if we go test it out, well, actually, let's just make sure that this is invisible again. So uncheck visible under properties. And if we go test it out again right now, so if I walk up to this part, there we go, the frame appears. And if I press the exit button, it disappears. And I can keep on doing this. So every time I walk over, it appears. I can walk away, it'll still be there until I press the X button. Just like that. Alright, so that'll be it for this tutorial. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!